All right, this video is about why you don't need fancy gear to start a career as a professional, or even why you don't need fancy gear even if you are a tenured professional, okay? First off, in the last year or two, really, we have seen this unbelievable transformation in smartphone camera technologies. And one of the biggest, practically this whole course is more about explaining to aspiring photographers how the gear myth is total BS, and that you can actually make way more money just using your phone. I make over $500,000 a year personally, and I'm always using my phone. I'm using my phone right now. iPhone 11 is shooting this. Okay, it's really not, you couldn't pay me to use this camera in this situation right now. It would just add more complicated steps, and it probably would never end up getting edited. But the phone, once you just learn how to shoot, period, I have a light, I have a microphone, I got a green screen. It's all the same thing, but the advantage is I'm using the camera that I have with me at all times. Okay, and actually this is why you don't really want a big camera gear setup, because the more gear you have, the fewer shoots you're going to be able to do. Pure and simple. All right, and if you start a business where, really the possibilities are endless. If you start a photography business with your phone, it's so easy to make money, because you can literally just, you can just walk into businesses, and just say, hey, you want some photos? $50, whatever, or offer it to them for free. You're shooting with your damn phone. You can shoot it, edit it real quick, publish it to social media, and wow them within 30 minutes. And then boom, you just got a client. So it's just endless. You could literally travel the world. In fact, one of my students does that, just travels the world. And when he needs money, he just walks in some business and says, hey, you want a video? It's amazing. And he's using an iPhone. He wouldn't be able to do that if he was lugging around a bunch of gear. Okay, now it wasn't always like this, okay? I'm very controversial in the photography industry because I'm telling people to go use their phones, but it's like a camera is a camera. This camera is the same as this camera, okay? They're both cameras, okay? But I love this because I have it with me at all times. I never miss something. And because I've gotten used to using my smartphone when I shoot, it's like, well, first off, the quality hadn't gone down, it's actually gotten better because I've just figured out a way. So that's one of the biggest myths in professional photography, is that you need a bunch of fancy gear, and how less is more. The less you have, the more you can do. The less you have, the more money you can make, I swear. The more crap it requires you to do a photo shoot, the less money you will make, and the harder it's going to be for you. I'm telling you, speed is everything. It's only going to matter more and more in the future, because it's not going to be about who shows up with the biggest camera. It's going to be about who can put it out the fastest at the most reasonable price. Because people with social media, they're going to need content daily, okay? They're not just going to need one photo shoot per year. It's way better if you're shooting with your phone. You can offer them a monthly thing and get, one video a month for each business, and you can do it, you can shoot and edit on your phone. It's just why you don't need gear, and why you really don't want a lot of gear. I'll never forget the feeling when I started getting paid, when I made the switch. I'll never forget the feeling when I did a photo shoot with my phone and submitted the photos and got paid the same amount of money that used to require this. I'll never forget how free that made me feel. And client didn't notice. They actually liked them better. And they were like, wow, how'd you do that so fast? It's when I realized that it's like, clients don't give a damn about what camera you're using. They never have. All right, and it really just is about confidence. Now, I do understand that showing up with this versus showing up with this looks more professional. I know, but that's a stereotype that's gonna go away. Okay, this is the final reason why you don't need gear. The majority of professional content creators, professional photographers, and video creators in the world are using phones. They are, because of social media. Okay, some of the most talented people I've ever seen, these photographers with Instagram followings with hundreds of thousands, most of them are using phones. Okay, that's when I really started accepting these, when I would see someone who had way more followers than I did, just kicking ass, and he's using a phone, because that's the only camera, because he was just a teenager, that liked photography, and only thing he had was the smartphone his parents bought him, and he was able to make it work. That's when I learned it's like, that's really when it hit me like, wow, like it's not about this crazy gear. And that's when I started doing tests, and I started like taking a photo with this and then taking a photo with this and looking, pound for pound. It was like, geez, it's the same thing, but I have this with me at all times. So that is why you don't need fancy gear, and you really don't want fancy gear. I take way more pride in being able to pull shoots off with just a phone. I get way more excited about that than, lugging around a bunch of heavy equipment just so I can look cool, and I understand that's unique to me. I've been doing this 15 years, so it's like it's easier for me to have the confidence, but still, you shouldn't have to wait 15 years to learn this. Okay, just start off from the bat. Just don't be afraid to use your phone. It will be so liberating and so rewarding, and you literally could just travel the world. You just wander the planet with your smartphone, and you could make more money than you ever need. It's incredible, fascinating. All right, go get them.